and roll out!
Hello, Bots and Books fans, this is Scorp1701, and tonight we are going to be taking a look at the first Transformers R.E.D figure that we have come upon. And Transformers R.E.D is a brand new series put out by Hasbro and Transformers, and it is kind of controversial because this is a line of Transformer toys that don't actually transform. Now, this is not the only Transformer that's ever been put out that doesn't transform, but, you know, people are kind of giving it a bad rap. I, for one, know that this is put out by Hasbro, and Hasbro is in the line of doing good action figures. They do the Star Wars The Black series, they do the Marvel Legends, they do the G.I. Joe classified series that just came out. So I think I'm going to give them a little bit of leadway and the benefit of the doubt to know what they're doing when they come out with this awesome figure. So, jumping right in, taking a quick look at the box, you can see that it is basically done in the same design type box as the regular Transformer boxes. This is the Earthrise, and you can see even the same design, same everything of the box. So, there's not too much new there. So, looking at the design of the box, you can see it has R.E.D up here at the top, Robot Enhanced Design, 8+, Transformer Generations official symbol, Transformers, Hasbro official logo, and then you have Transformers here, Optimus Prime here. Nice, you can see Prime in the packaging there. You can see a nice picture of Optimus that goes across to the side of the box, and that is very nicely done. I like the way he looks there. You can see some paint flaking off of his shoulder. That's kind of strange, but hey, who am I to critique? On this side of the box, you can actually see the accessories that he comes with. 2 pairs of hands, his energy axe, his laser rifle, and his matrix of leadership. That is cool. On the top of the box, you have Transformers, just the symbol, some black and red. On the bottom, some credits for the box, barcode, nothing that great. And on the back of the box, you have the product shots of Optimus standing there, his energy axe pointing with his matrix of leadership, his head, and his blaster. And you can see authentic Transformers logo and Hasbro logo. More credits for the box. But anyway, that is this guy in the box. Nobody wants to see the Autobot leader in the box. I know I don't. So let's get him out and see what he can do. And here we have Optimus out of the box. And out of the box, he stands at approximately 6 inches tall. And you can see he comes with his accessories all sprayed out there at the bottom. So, yeah. Also, he comes with this neat little backdrop behind there. It is like a Transformers R.E.D thing. It's like a diagram, and you can see the front of Optimus and then the back of Optimus over there. So that is a pretty neat little diagram to have in the box. So we'll put that right back in the background and take a closer look at Optimus himself. And coming real close on Optimus's head, you can see it's done in a nice sculpt. They got the helmet done really well, I think. They got the points and his antenna. I really like that. On the front, you can see his crest is done in a nice gray, coming down to some nice blue eyes, and his mouth plate is gray, and a little bit around his eyes is gray. So that's really cool. His head sculpt does go all the way to the back, and it has some nice rivets and detail in there. I do like that head sculpt. I think that's one of the best parts of an Optimus, is you gotta make their head right. Alright, coming down to his chest, you can see it's mostly done in red, and he does have some sculpted headlights here. That will be for this cab. On his side, you can see the Autobot symbol there picked out with some light gray highlights, and same as the smokestack here, nice and light gray. The arm is got some detail in it. You got those little arrows that's usually found in Optimus figures. Sometimes they're painted in yellow, but who's gonna be picky with this thing? So blue hands, those are nicely done. Coming back up to the chest, you can see he has his double glass windows for his truck windows, and they are clear plastic right now. You can see some detail in there. We'll get a little closer look at that when we mess with his accessories. Got some light gray here at the bottom of his abs, coming down to his grill, which is a nice silver. I like that. Then we come to his belt section, which is done in nice yellow. I like that bright yellow. I like the bright blue for the crotch. The waist section and the leg section here are the same color. They're kind of an off-white, not necessarily white, but you can see that they still got some neat little detail in there. And comes down to his legs, which are a nice blue, which they're supposed to be. I like that. And this same off-white color makes up these gas tanks here on the side of his legs, and you got some gray picked out for the tip of the toes, so I like that a lot. So zoom back out a little bit, take a closer look at the back, and there's really not much difference here that you wouldn't be expecting to see. Just the blue part still comes up, and then the white legs and the blue bottom, so that is really nice. And that is what this guy looks like. And for articulation, starting at the head, his head can go around 360 degrees, which is pretty neat. It can go up a little bit, it can go down a little bit, and it can wiggle waggle to the side. Got a lot of articulation in that head, so that is awesome. Now, his shoulders, they are kind of tricky. They can go all around 360 degrees if you were so inclined, but they can also come out to the side, and they will go into this little port right here, and that will lead them to be able to go all the way up. And, you know, that's pretty neat. But once they're in there, they're kind of locked, so you can't do much with them in the way of wiggle and waggling once they're up like that. But that's okay, because I like the option. He does have a bicep swivel that goes all the way around 360 degrees. He does have an elbow bend, which is really nice. It's a single joint, but it gets you what you need to do if you need to be Optimus and punch people. Pa! Ha-ha! His hand, it is on a swivel, and it can go all the way around, give you a nice wrist swivel and articulation, and it can go up and down, so that is pretty neat. You can change those out, and we'll do that in just a minute, but for the meantime, that's what you get with your closed fist. All right, now moving down to the chest. Now his chest does open, so what you want to do to open this thing up is push right here at the back on the far right side of the windows on both sides, and you'll pop that right open. So there you see, and in there you can see all sorts of neat little detail, and we'll put the matrix in there in just a minute, but right now that is part of the articulation for the chest, and that comes open, flips and flops, and so that's pretty neat. All right, coming down to his waist, he does have a waist articulation. It goes all the way around 360 degrees, and I'm not worried about breaking his spine because he's a robot and he can get away with that. All right, legs can go up just a hair, they can go back just a hair, and they can go out to the side just a hair. So there's not a lot of lengthwise when it comes to that, but you know, it's enough to get him in kind of a moving his leg kind of pose, which is good. He does have a thigh swivel, goes all the way around 360 degrees, and he does have a double knee joint. So that is pretty neat that they included that. See here at the top and then at the bottom there, so that's cool. Get a little knee and jump in, because Optimus always likes to jump and to things. Anyway, bring that back down. Coming down to, there's not like a boot cut or anything, but when you come down to his foot, you do have some articulation there. So what you want to actually do with this foot is pull it. When you pull it down, it will kind of come down, and that will give you the range that you can like move it in all sorts of weird different ways, but you got to pull it out of its little slot first. So that is pretty neat. So you can push it up, push it back, and rock it around if you'd like and so inclined, but then just snap that back up and then you're good to go. So yeah, that is pretty much it for this guy's articulation. A lot of good stuff there. All right, moving on. And for his first set of alternate hands, he comes with these like peaceful, I don't know, open hands, like, it is all right, we shall be friends. So I like him. He's trying to explain things like we can all work together, and that's pretty neat for the nicely done hands. You see they're nicely sculpted. They got some different hinges in there. It looks like they don't actually move, they're just designed that way, and I think that's a really nice design. And Optimus's next alternate hand is his pointy finger. Like, ha ha! You will not do that! Bad Megatron! So that's actually pretty nice and done. And if you want him to point like this way, Autobots, I know, I've got an idea! So, yeah, okay, you got a pointy finger. Moving on. And for Optimus's last alternate hand, it is a weapon holding hand. So let's see if we can find something for him to hold. And we will come out with this nice laser rifle that he always carries. And it's really, really nicely done. And it's kind of warped a little bit for being in the box, I imagine. But I think we can get it back into place. But it is done in a nice black plastic, and you can see it is very nicely detailed, and has some nice gray back here, so that's pretty neat. You can see like a clip here and a handle here and a trigger well, and that is pretty neat on both sides. Very, very normal average Optimus gun, so I really like that. And so what we'll do with that is we will stick that in his hand. So we will try our best to get it in there. Let's see, this may have to do this off camera if I can't get it in there in a timely manner. But oh, nope, actually, yeah, there it goes. Nicely done. And you can actually articulate the finger into the gun, the trigger well. That is good. All right, and there Optimus is holding his blaster. That is really, really cool. I like that. I like it a lot. This is a very nicely done blaster, and how he holds it looks really, really good. So hold it up there like that. That's cool. I like it. I like this thing a lot. I like that blaster a lot. So that is cool. The only thing it could have different is some like blast effects. That is a good Optimus blaster. All right, moving on. And for his next accessory, Prime has his energy axe, and it is really, really nicely done in a orange plastic. It's kind of translucent. It's kind of foggy, but hey, it just plugs right into the end of his hand there. It's a very nice fit. It's not going anywhere, and he can go to town with his axe. Ha ha ha! Megatron! Ha ha ha! Cha 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 cha! Ha ha! I really like that. I think the axe was a good touch. Obviously, it's one of those unspoken rules nowadays that anytime you put out Optimus, he has to have an axe with him now. It can kind of move around, and it can go up and down. If you kind of can get it to wiggle, if you pull it out, it just plugs right in there. And you can see it is actually on a hinge, so it is kind of designed to go up and down. So however you want to put it in there. So anyway, that is it for his energy axe. And the final accessory he comes with is the Matrix of Leadership. And it's a little bitty thing, and he can hold it here in one hand. He can't actually, oh, there it goes. As you can see, he can't kind of hold it with both hands like light our darkest hour. Can he? Maybe if I kind of stretch it and hold his hands, he could do that. But it's a wee little thing. It's done in nice gray, a little orange and a little blue there in the center. So we get focused in on it. It's not that great. I mean, it's a Matrix. You see one Matrix, you see them all. So I'm not really going to spend a lot of time with it. So it looks the same on both sides. Got a little bit of detail in the handles. So what you'll do with this, again, if you're so inclined, open up his sides, push the sides down here, and it can slide right in the middle there. Plug in, and so you can actually have it in there. Close this up, and there it is. But I hate that, because even though, you know, he's supposed to have it and it's the Matrix of Leadership and it's all good, it looks like such a sore thumb when you have it in there, because the glass is not tinted or anything. It just pokes out there. Looks like he's got a frickin' grapefruit stuck in his chest. But you know, I like it. I'm glad they included it, but I am not going to ever have it in my Optimus, because that's just silly. And but hey, there is your matrix of leadership. And for comparison, here he is with the Super 7 Thundercats, Marvel Legends Thunderstrike, Star Wars The Black Series The Mandalorian, and the NECA Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Leonardo. And you can see they kind of go at a height difference there. I think actually Thunderstrike might be taller than Lion-O. That just may be how they're standing. But I think if I had my Red series here, would be a little taller to kind of match up with maybe 7-inch figures. But, you know, this is what it is. And I think he looks good nonetheless. So he kind of comes in there right at Star Wars Black Series height. So anyway, that's it for the first round of comparisons. Let's take a look at some primes. And for our prime comparison, you can see we have the KBB-V, which is a Voyager scaled size of the MP10 Masterpiece Prime, the Earthrise Prime here, the original G1 Prime, and a weird little Walmart figure that they put out a few years ago. So you can see he kind of is small compared to them. So I don't know. I mean, they're not really going for Transformers. I just thought maybe he could have been a little bigger because they were going to kind of emphasize the robot. So make him a little bigger. But this is what we got. All right, moving on. Now, taking a closer look at just these two, these are both Walmart exclusives. It started with this little fella a few years ago, and I think they took a look at this guy, and you can see he has very limited articulation, like his waist and his hands and arms can move, his head can move around. I think they looked at this little guy and they said, you know what, wonder if we could make him a little better and put in some accessories and maybe get this guy, because these are very similar, at least in height and, you know, kind of the feel. But, you know, I don't know if that's what they did or not, but I think I can see that this may have been the basis for this line. Anyway, moving on. And this has been the Transformers, the Red Series Optimus Prime. Red being robot enhanced designs. And I really don't know why this thing is getting so much controversy and hate. It's okay for what it is. It's a little figure. It's $20, so it's about the size of your standard Star Wars Black Series, which are $20. It comes with accessories, which Star Wars Black Series comes with. It doesn't transform, but neither does the Star Wars Black Series. Again, I can make the comparison all day long, but for the most part, I really liked it. It has some unique play features with it. It's got a lot of cool articulation. The paint is good. It's colored the way it's supposed to be. It comes with some appropriate, if not poorly designed accessories, like the Matrix sticking in that translucent chest. I hate that. Maybe Toy Hacks will do us a favor and put some stickers out for it, but you know, if they don't, that's fine. I don't actually plan on putting the Matrix in there. It's an action figure, so if you like action figures and you like Transformers, I think you'll really like this. I recommend it. I bought two because definitely gotta put one on the Prime shelf because I think it's a really nicely done figure. That's pretty much all I got to say about it. You like it, you don't like it. I really enjoyed playing with it, and I'm going to enjoy playing with the others that I pick up. So anyway, guys, that's the review. I hope you enjoyed it. Until next time, keep playing.